Hey guys, what's up? It's Noelle. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of nursing Q&A. If you guys didn't see part 1, I will link it up here. If you guys have any questions, I always have my Instagram right here. Feel free to DM me or also comment down below. So let's go ahead and get started. This video is all basically NICU related questions. Let's get into it. And like I said in the first video, these questions are coming from a subscriber named Jen. She had really good questions, so I wanted to make a video about them. First, NICU questions. So what is the main responsibility of a NICU nurse? So if you guys don't know what NICU stands for, it stands for Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, meaning that we basically take care of all the sick babies. Mother baby is more of what you would typically think of when someone is pregnant, has a baby, and then goes home within a couple of days. So the NICU is an ICU, meaning more acuity, higher care. We can do more. We have a bigger team. We have a team of specialists. So if your baby is in the NICU, it doesn't always mean that it is premature. Premature infants are less than 37 weeks. Your baby could be sick. It could have sugar issues. It could have high bilirubin, so it needs to go under lights. There are a bunch of reasons that your baby could be in the NICU. So that's just a general overview of what the NICU is itself. Babies are there for, a couple of days to up to a couple of months. So it really just depends. But the main responsibilities of a NICU nurse are to assess the babies. We are there for the families. We interact with the doctors, the interdisciplinary team. There's speech pathologist, there's OT, there's PT, there's lactation. So we are kind of the patient advocates for the babies and the parents. We do a lot of education. Obviously, when the baby's about to go home, we get the parents ready, make sure they have all their stuff, make sure they don't have any more questions before they head out the door. So more on a day-to-day basis, as a NICU nurse, we feed the babies, whether that's by bottle or by feeding tube. We listen to their heart sounds, their lung sounds, their bowel sounds. We make sure their belly looks good. We change their diapers. We try to get the parents involved as much as possible because just like I mentioned before, normally obviously the parents take the baby home within a couple of days and are doing everything for the baby. So we want to get the parents as involved as possible, doing as much care as they can. Parents can read to the babies. We mix milk. Babies are on different formulas, different concentrations, so we do that. We give meds. So those are the majority of the things we do. The main difference between like NICU nursing and I would say all the other nursing is that we do cluster care. So we try to protect the baby's sleep. So I would say we do maybe more assessments than other units, but we also do have that downtime that we know are in between cares when the baby is sleeping. So I kind of like that structure versus you kind of other units. I know you kind of just go into the patient's room if they need something or if they need a med. NICU is kind of like on its own when it comes to the hospital. There's not any unit like it really. It's very, very specific. So if that's what you're looking for, if you love babies, if you like helping people, I personally love the fact that we get to give babies a second chance, then NICU might be for you. So another one of her questions was, on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressful is being a NICU nurse? So that really depends on the person and also what level NICU you're in. So there are 4 different levels of NICU. Level 4, which is the highest. Level 3 is a step down. They don't do ECMO. And some don't do surgeries. And then level 2, which is just a special care nursery. They don't have any intubated kids. And then just a plain old nursery is basically a mother-baby unit. I know some nurses get stressed and overwhelmed with like time management and certain tasks. Other nurses are really calm in like the craziest situations. So it really just depends on how you are. But I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe around 7. Obviously with any job, you kind of have crazy days, you have chill days. So that also plays a factor, but you are caring for someone, and not to sound dramatic, but like every decision you make kind of affects them and kind of affects their life. So you do kind of have to take that into account. Nursing, you are literally dealing with people's lives every day, so that in itself is stressful. There's an emotional factor, there's a mental factor. Physically, are you able to handle yourself for 12 hours? You know, we do have babies unfortunately pass. We have babies who go home who are doing great. It's all in all a lot. So it's just, you just need to remember to take care of yourself. Put yourself first, even though you are here to help people. So I just want to keep that in mind, because I think that has to do a lot with stress. I think it's really important to just, you know, if something crazy happens, take the time you need and then get back to the job, because oftentimes healthcare providers are just so go that it's almost like we're like a machine, like a robot, and if you don't process those feelings, then I think things just build up, and that can make your environment and your job a lot more stressful. So she also asked, what's the most exciting thing and what's the most boring thing about being a NICU nurse? The most exciting thing for me is when you see a baby go home, especially if they've been there for a long time or they've been through something really hard. It's just always super exciting to see them go out the doors in their car seat and go home with their family, because you know the family's been through so much, the baby's been through so much, and it just shows you how strong they really are, and that's always exciting. One of the most boring things about nursing in general and NICU nursing is charting. You've got to do it. It's a legal matter, but it does get tedious at sometimes, especially for NICU nursing. Like I said, we do assessments every couple of hours, so you're kind of, especially if the baby is stable, nothing's really changed, you're kind of charting on the same thing over and over again. And then depending on the assignment, sometimes, for example, if you've seen my other video, I was first admit, meaning that I had a lighter assignment so that if I got a new baby, I would be able to take care of it. But in the instance we don't get any new babies, my assignment is pretty chill, and if nothing happens, then I have a pretty chill day. So that can sometimes get boring. It's always good to have a good mix of those chill days, those kind of crazy days, just so you're not burnt out or overwhelmed. Overall, I'd say I love NICU nursing just because it's so different. You're always learning every single day. There are new cases that come in, things you've never seen before. So it's always just good to go around, ask if you are bored, go ask about something new, something you haven't seen. We do go to deliveries, so that's also super exciting for me. Some people don't like deliveries, but I think it's really exciting to go to them, and I have a lot of fun with that. The last two questions she asked are, what's your favorite thing about being a NICU nurse, and what's your least favorite thing about being a NICU nurse? So my favorite thing about being a NICU nurse are obviously the babies. They're super cute. Like I said before, I love seeing them get stronger, get bigger, and go home. They're super cute. In addition to that, because that's just super basic and obvious, I do love teaching the families. I love being knowledgeable and sharing my knowledge, just in general, but I think it's really cool that as nurses we're able to teach a family so much. So I really love that. And then also, this is kind of a selfish reason, but they're not heavy to lift. I have back problems, and I remember in the adult world and clinical, it's like you need 2 people to move the person, whereas a baby, you can literally just pick them up. Super easy, weird, but it's true. So my least favorite thing about NICU nursing is, just to preface, the NICU is kind of a scary place if you've never been to one before. There's a lot of monitors, a lot of machinery, like the beds themselves are pretty big, the isolettes, the radiant warmers. When they move into a crib and a bassinet, that's a little more normal and what parents are used to. There's respiratory support. Parents aren't always, parents aren't always used to that. There's monitors going off, there's beeping, there's IV pumps going off. There's a lot of noises, a lot of lights, just a lot, and it can be overwhelming. And sometimes I think parents take the fact that they're like a little scared or nervous or unsure and overwhelmed and kind of take that out on the nurse in like anger. So I would say that's probably my least favorite part. The ups and downs every day or every week are just part of the nurse, life. It is what it is. You kind of know that going into it. Every day is not going to be the same. So I would just say my least favorite part is that when parents don't understand that we're on the same team and that we're here to help them. I normally don't get that annoyed when parents are angry at me or, you know, yell at me or are a little short, just because I feel like I'm very empathetic towards them. I understand that the NICU isn't like a happy place necessarily to be in, so I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt, but it can be very frustrating and make your day a little harder when the families aren't so nice to you. So that's kind of an unfortunate part, but overall I love my job. I love what I do. Anytime that I'm kind of feeling burnt out or overwhelmed or not happy about my job, I kind of just try to remind myself that I'm helping someone every single day. I'm making a difference in someone's life, and the babies are just super cute. When I get to work, I'm just like, everything kind of goes away as soon as I look at a baby and start their care, because they just kind of remind me to take a deep breath, relax a little bit. What I'm mad about or angry about is probably not worth being angry or mad about. It's always a good reminder to just chill out. I think that's a huge benefit from the job, because not only do nurses give so much to their patients, I feel like you can learn a lot from your patients themselves. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be doing a lot more nursing videos. If you haven't seen any of my vlogs yet, I'll link some up here. You can go check them out. Don't forget to leave comments down below. Check my Instagram out. I'll keep you guys updated there, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.